IVM.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
I'm Rytasha, and this is Ayushi.
That's true. And we are still in lockdown.
Lockdown. And apologies. Firstly, we did not release an episode for a week, as in last Thursday, you did not get a new episode. We were taking a short pause. Just lots going on with life.
And I think it's actually quite related to this week's episode, which is about exhaustion. No, it's not about exhaustion. It's about technology, vaguely about fake news, the perils of it, and then tech exhaustion. We really want to talk about that.
Which I have coined as the new word of the lockdown, which is tech exhaustion. Because we're all feeling tech exhausted. More on that later.
Yes, but I like your version of tech exhaustion more than what people call it online, which is techno stress. Apparently, that's one way of referring to it as well. But I like tech exhaustion.
I think my name is better. Yeah,
100%. So we're going to stick with tech exhaustion. However, let's. There's not much signposting to do. Basically, we're going to talk about fake news in terms of WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook groups, and then
wherever you get your news from. And actually, this is an audience suggestion. We had done a poll last week, and to just get a sense of what it is that you guys are interested in, and quite a few. There was a few repetitions about this talk about fake news and stuff. So Ayushi and I thought, why not? Actually, it is something that is
quite relevant part of our
current life. Yeah. So it's good. We can take a moment to unpack whatever we can.
Because of what we were talking about, we thought that another thing that we really wanted to touch upon, which was tech exhaustion, we thought we'd put them together. So that's what we're going to discuss through this episode. Quickly, I'm going to dive right in, actually, Tash, if you don't mind.
Come on, I'm waiting for you to bring out the research guns.
Okay, here's what I have to admit. I don't have a lot of research for this week, even though both the topics have a fair amount of, sources that I could have reached out to pull out some nice statistics, etc., etc. However, we do have a funny story / anecdote, which is so apt, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unreal. So actually, it happened today only. Why don't you give them the lowdown?
So the street that I live on, just up the street from, just on the same street, but about a kilometer down, there's a store. And there's been this rumor kind of going around that the store owner and his sons or the store staff basically have contracted COVID. They've tested positive. And that's why the store's been shut down for 14 days. And so everybody who's been going to the store, because it's actually quite a prominent neighborhood groceries, like supply store, everyone who's been going there has been getting really paranoid because of the WhatsApp messages that they've been getting about this. And then people have been sending it to, WhatsApp groups that my parents are a part of because of, they walk a lot and they have friends who live up and down the street. And they're like, oh, this is happening. And then people from other parts of town are alerting them because they got the WhatsApp being like, hey, Neha Siddharth, that store on your road, those guys they've tested positive. I hope you guys haven't been there. Now, first things first, we haven't been to that store in the entire lockdown. So I did think that. However, after getting these messages, the question that I asked, and my parents and I were asking each other, was how do you know that this is verified information? This is so dangerous to be telling people that someone has tested positive for a disease which is it's crazy. It's taken up our entire life. And you don't know whether this person has just shut down the store because that's the right thing to do, or whether that's something that they had to do for other reasons, or whether they're actually ill. Now, this is a misfortune, being ill right now. Why would you spread it around like it's common gossip, is my sort of take on this.
I kind of agree with you. And also, so now I'll just give our listeners a bit of context here.
Correct.
So you've been hearing this on your building /area /mom, dad network for the past 2 or 3 days, right? You
Yes,
said it's
yes,
been doing the rounds, this
yes.
information.
2 or 3 days.
And then,
That's right.
yeah, so then what happened today is I happened to be on some group also, and I have received this message. And
Not
I
a
also want to
message.
tell our listeners
It
that
was a voice
it's a
note.
voice note.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a voice recording, and it's reached me, and I have of course heard the name of the street being like, oh my god, Ayushi. And I've sent it to her because I've 100% believed it. Like, I've not even thought for 1 second this could be fake news, because I'm like, which educated person will take the time
To
out
record
to sit
this,
and record this message and then send it to everybody? So then I believed it and I sent it to you. And then literally on that group also, someone who lives on that street, another woman, she was like, this is not true. And then you also said it's fake. I was like,
because
oh damn, we got
yes,
catfished.
yeah, and also this voice note, if you continue to listen to it, which unfortunately I did, like I heard the entire thing.
Yeah.
And then this lady, whoever she is, public service do-gooder that she thinks she is, she's listed like a couple of other stores that are on the same street. And she's like, and the stores opposite store X and Y, they also have gotten and they've shut down. Now, as a person who lives on this road, can I just tell you, there is no store opposite X and Y. Like,
So she has made up a fake
she's
store.
there is a BD shop that is opposite the store that she also spoke about, and that has been closed since March 21st. It literally has been closed because a lot of people have also complained that their cigarette shop has closed.
Of course,
That's
yeah.
how we know that that one has truly not, it hasn't been open since this started. So in terms of just small little holes like this in a message, like these not lies, but the inaccuracies, a person who sees it, who lives on the road, knows this. However, the point and the larger sort of message here is, look at how much this has spread. It's gone to random group chats. My brother from San Francisco, who lives there, sent us a text on our family group saying that somebody on his friends group told him that this store owner has it, and he wanted to make sure that we haven't been going there. So the worry, the panic, and I think the level of like a lie has now entered, into this, into the conversation. And it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous because whether or not the person is ill, in this instant, we're talking about an illness, but you could truly be endangering the lives of people by spreading misinformation. And also, I think this stigmatization that people are talking of patients with COVID or people with COVID, it's like, it's a disease. Do you blame someone for catching the flu? Do you blame them for getting...
Honestly, my dad, who's a doctor, is saying that everybody's going to catch it at some point.
Right. And
So,
I don't think like you have to make it seem, this is fully understanding and accepting the ginormousness of this disease. Like, we fully get that. Please do not misinterpret this as us playing it down. But it's more like, I think spreading this kind of information does more harm than it does good. That's all I'm trying to say.
absolutely. No, I agree with you. And it's also like, it really does make you question, ki, like, damn, that was really convincing. I was convinced. So imagine the number of other things that I've just been convinced by. Then you start
Exactly.
questioning if anything that you read or you listen to or you watch is actually real. It does,
But that's the
make a very...
that's the whole sort of the debate and the drama around the entire concept also of fake news. If you think about it, this idiot, Donald Trump, I guess, started this whole thing in fake news because he just rejected the news. He just decided he didn't enjoy the narrative, so he called it fake news. And that sort of snowballed into a larger thing where if the news doesn't fit what you want to see or what is your sort of political ideology or your faith or your belief system, suddenly you're like, well, this is fake because you can manipulate anything. But that line of you can manipulate anything kind of works on all ends of the spectrum. It's not just because I'm a BJP supporter, so this must be coming from a Congressy guy, or I'm a Congress person, so this must be coming from a BJP bhakt. It's not like that. I think the power of manipulation is across the board.
Of course.
And sort of the adulthood issue that we wanted to talk about through the podcast was that if to be totally a responsible, engaged adult and
functioning adult in society.
Yes, I think it is now an added responsibility of us as adults living in this 21st century world with all this tech, is that we do have to take that extra step and go that little extra mile or whatever you call it to kind of make sure as much as you can what the truth is in like the information that you have received.
Yeah, and at least to check whether the stuff you've received is in fact accurate or inaccurate. And like I think the quickest and easiest way, even if for a simple thing like say there's a WhatsApp forward on your family group where it's like, so giving a personal example, lol, my sister and I both like flipped at my mom when she sent this. So she has sent us some forward saying that some guy was found in the Himalayas. He's 633 years old or something like
Oh
that.
my
Okay.
God.
And he had some special powers or something. So he has now turned into something else and they found him and whatnot. Natasha and I have both not replied. We've both, I guess, seen it and done our own research independently because it seemed so ludicrous to be true. But my mom has believed it, okay? Then I quickly just like, I was like, how do I fucking find out if this is real or not? Because I was like flipping. I was like, what if it is real? You know, it's like pretty mind blowing. So obviously, I just typed into Google, 633-year-old man in cave, real or fake? And of course, it verified for me quickly. And Google was like, guys, this is not real. He has some disease which makes him look a certain way, some skin ailment and all. I was like, Mama, please read this and please refrain from spreading misinformation as such. My sister has also attacked her from the other side, being, what's wrong with you?
But you know, we feel this because again, I think it's something that we spoke about earlier when we spoke about the slow movement is that we have this need to check, right? As a generation of our age, we're kind of like, no, you have to make sure you don't know where it's come from, any nonsense, any fool, because we know what Photoshop is. We know how you can edit. We know how you can tamper. We understand that technology has these capabilities that can be used for the negative, like you can use this power in a wrong way. So we're the ones on Google being like, this is bullshit. I'm going to go check it out. But someone like our grandparents who have WhatsApp, someone like my great uncle and aunt sitting in another country, our own parents, for example, the WhatsApp groups that they're on, when they receive information, sometimes you just slap a news sticker on it. And they're like, no, it was in the news. It came as like I got it on my WhatsApp. It came from a group where all your friends are educated. So you're like, they wouldn't send something stupid. No. This auntie sent it. She's a very smart person. I'm like, aunties be tripping. Right?
Yeah.
And I think this thing that happens between the generation is that maybe they don't go that extra mile to verify information. But as people as you and me, who know this, who understand that this can be manipulated. I do think it's part of now our new set of responsibilities as adults is to make sure that what you are consuming as information, that you're getting it from as impartial a source as possible. Now, I'm saying that fully knowing that news today is not impartial. It's coming to you, targeted at you with an underlying message, with sort of like there's always something political these days with the way that you read and consume. So I get that. But by and large, you have to have some sort of verified base of where you get information from. I think that's like a responsibility as an adult.
Yeah. So that's like searching or whatever laws like Ayushi.
Love it.
But this in the lockdown itself, there has been a great rise in the number of like debunked misinformation.
Yeah.
So from like April onwards, the number of fake articles or stuff related to COVID and stuff especially has been doing a lot more of the rounds. And
obviously because of paranoia, no?
Yeah, and I think it's just a really messed up thing to do, especially in these messed up times, that a lot of people have also actually, I think, just stopped engaging with the news because you're at a point where like you don't even know what to believe.
Absolutely. There are so many of our friends who've just stopped like, oh, I can't watch the news anymore. It's just too much.
No, I'm one of those people. I check something once a week. I check just to see what the updates are. Otherwise, I don't engage. I can't.
I had to turn off some of the app notifications on my phone because like for the longest time I used to get all the news ones because earlier the news was more kind of genuinely like the world news, general news. Now everything that's coming is just like a barrage of numbers of, it's actually quite sad. Like the human race and our population has been turned into all these statistics, right? Like these many people this day, these many people that day, this is the decline, this is the rise. And that, I think, filters into the exhaustion part of it. But in terms of just talking about India, for example, India has, at last count, 400 million WhatsApp users.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's close to half of our population, if you think about it. Roughly.
Yeah.
A little less. And
1/3.
yeah. So right now, WhatsApp has launched, or not right now, but about a week ago, they launched the check before you share it education campaign, which basically means that it's kind of like a reminder to double check what you're forwarding and what you're sending.
Yeah.
And that's why they've put in the filter of you can only limit forwards to one chat at a time.
Nice.
I don't know whether you've noticed that, because if you get a forward, you can only forward it to one chat at a time, because it's making...
I haven't noticed that. But
right.
yeah.
But the whole point is to make you realize that if I have to send it to like 5 different chats, I should just check what I'm sending before I just pass it on. So there's that added level of, hey, maybe you'll yourself verify before blindly, because before you could just forward to as many, right? So you just click forward and hit all the chats that you want to send it to. Now you can only do it one at a time. And they've made it easier to also text and check the MyGov helpline to cross-check all the information and the latest releases from the government. So I guess they've obviously tied up with the government in the way to say that through WhatsApp itself, if you're looking for quote unquote the real data from the government, and if you're looking to find out what the actual, say, a zoning issue is, or permission is, or how to do this, or what is open and what is not, if you're looking for all of that information, I think the MyGov helpline via WhatsApp is also available. You can text it, you can call it, and the information is supposed to be readily available to you. Now, again, of course, there is the entire, not even possibility, in all probability, even what any government worldwide shares with you is, there is a level of control that's placed on that as well. But I still think that seems to be slightly safer than getting it from your colony uncle, who also believes in, rain dance and Gau Mutra. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think that's the differentiation that we're trying to make. And also, I know that you haven't been on Twitter in a while, but let me...
What's happening there? I'd love to know. The lowdown on Twitter is a whole other world. Yeah, people are just out there to like kill
Twitter
with their words.
I really thought Twitter was a funny place. Like for the longest
time. Oh my God, Ayushi, it's just become the worst place.
True. And in the beginning, at least, when I joined Twitter, which was, I think 2015, I want to say, that's also late in terms of the Indian Twitter rise. Okay. There were already hundreds of thousands of people on there. I joined it in about 2015, I think. And at that time, Twitter was full of people who were just discovering this 140 or 120 character joke medium, like I can say silly meme, almost meme-like things in this small 1 sentence, 2 sentence thing. And it's really quite quippy, and it's funny, and you could make little small jokes. But what it's evolved into now is just unbelievable.
Because they've also given you an option to write more than 140 characters, no?
Yeah, because now you do the threads and you do the...
Thread.
No, but I'm saying the amount of fake news that even circulates on Twitter, where there's so many people, I'm saying it's very evident. Like on WhatsApp, you get the message, you're like, I'm deleting it. And then in one text, you can tell the entire group, guys, this is truly fake news. Let's not believe this. And then I think about 80% of the time, the entire group will be like, yeah, guys, it's fake news.
Yeah.
On Twitter, it's just idiot 1 shouting at idiot 2, idiot 2 shouting back at idiot 1. And this goes on and on and on till like more idiots get involved, then intellectuals get involved, who, in my opinion, also are idiots. And now you've got a full-blown ruckus happening. And then instead of reporting on things that are actually happening, some news channel has picked up this ruckus fight and been like,
Yeah.
Great Indian Bollywood lyricist fights with great Indian Bollywood something else over great Indian political spectrum thing. Watch how he slammed him into this, then slams
Because
back.
now everything is also about like getting the clicks, no? And like what sounds the most interesting. And even if it's fake, like what's going to get you the most views.
And that's another trap, right? That's this whole other
Yeah.
part of this fake news and sensationalized news is that
Yeah.
don't I know it's very difficult because I think we all do it at some points, but falling prey to like clickbait titles is so dangerous when you're trying to be like impartial when you make decisions about whether it's like politics or whether it's the like an economic policy, whether it's the environment that you're learning about, whether it's finding out more about like at present the migrant labor, like how is the government handling and how are the NGOs have all of this stuff. We're getting so much information that it's not possible to know what's 100% accurate, of course.
Yeah.
But you
Like on that note, there was like some major fraud with some NGO also, or
yes,
some company which was offering to make PPE kits and stuff like that.
I think
And
did Kusha share this?
she did, yeah.
I'm
So
saying
she
Kusha like
only
she's my friend.
dealt
That blogger
no,
influencer Kusha Kapila.
yeah, content creator Kusha. Yeah, she is actually my friend though. So like when that happened, I was like, damn, like the up is so intense. How can people in such a time also? Firstly, that's a whole moral issue I had that time.
Correct.
Being like in this situation, how
Also, you are
are
stealing.
these companies? Yeah, how can companies do fraud like this? But so that also happened, taking advantage of. Sorry, I don't know. I was talking about fake news, and
No,
suddenly
no,
this has
no.
come up.
No, you're right. Because because we believe everything, because we
Correct.
believe what
Yeah.
is told to us and as long as it comes from something that even vaguely resembles something
A
credible.
credible source.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just consume it because we're like, yeah, this must be right because look at this person, this educated, seems like speaking well. Look at the way that this information has been presented to you. So you fall prey to that. And then the worst case scenario is these kind of things, right? Where people are preying on the weak and needy and taking money from people who want to do good and have just absconded, right? I think these are the worst case scenarios.
Yeah, and also like I think it's important to acknowledge that India and the Indian public and all of us, we're a country that is very like emotion based and not information based.
Very. You're absolutely right about that.
I think we have to take that into account also.
Because people are exploiting it. People are exploiting it. Right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that happens every time we have an election come around, every time we have the budget come around, every time we have sometimes even movies, big movies that come out that seem to like spark huge debate because apparently that's interesting and important. But these things seem to bring, and all it does is it never brings any like accurate information to the forefront. It's always about some emotional or like humanitarian question that comes up. And then obviously, because you are moved by a humanitarian crisis, you are diverted from the real issue. And then you land up falling into like the circle of, no, but they must be right because look at what they are fighting for. And oh no, they must be right because look at who they are trying to protect.
Yeah, so a lot of the part of being a functional adult is also trying to just figure this out. And I think it can be quite overwhelming for us bebe adults,
It is overwhelming. I'm saying it's overwhelming for even someone who tries hard to get the news on a daily basis.
Yeah. Ayushi, Bunny, should we get into a break at this point?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's at 25 minutes.
Break. We'll be right back.
All right. Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to another amazing week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money. While we're still going through lockdown, let me recommend a few quick shows for you to listen to. Check out Uncle Please Sit with Joel and Tushar. Really enjoy that show. They unpack some of the greater issues that we're facing, and I think you'll enjoy that. Also, do check out The Traveling Professor. That's a fun show that I think you're really going to enjoy as well. Fulia Bazi is a great show. It's a Hindi show about policy and things like that. They had a great episode last week. A close friend of mine from college, Joy Paul, was the guest. They talk about different social networks being used for different things. Very cool show. And lastly, let me tell you about Simplified. Simplified I did a live episode last week, and we're making the first part of that available on their feed right now. So do definitely check that out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And with that, let's continue with your show.
We're back.
Right. I'll just finish the sentence that I was saying before so that we can move past it. Is that on a daily basis, when you try to read the news, just because I'm trying to understand things from 2 to 3 different angles, I have to open 5 different news portals.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, it's exhausting.
And this is a part of that fake news that's linked with tech exhaustion, I think, or tech exhaustion, is that in this search for making sure that you are doing right or making sure that you are being responsible or authentic and trying to verify and all these different good things that you're trying to do, I hope that you are trying to do, you just land up getting so fucking inundated with information from so many
and I think
different sources and screens.
Absolutely. And in the lockdown period of time, it has just been amplified big time. I think everyone is spending a lot more time with their screens, whether it's for work or it's to unwind. Like a screen is part of like everyone's everyday life, at least the people who are listening to us right now.
It's part of 400 million people's lives in our country, clearly.
That's true. They're all using WhatsApp. My God.
I mean,
and they're sending good morning messages and all every day.
Good morning, Rose, with 900 Guruji messages. Oh, another thing, guys, please stop sending Guruji messages. All these.
That's my mom. I'm so sorry for all the forwards she sends you.
It's, you know why? Because I think just pretend that other people might be offended by your religion and then don't send it only. It doesn't matter what religion, faith you are. Just be like, no, this I think is offensive to this community. I best not send it only. Keep it to yourself.
Literally, I keep telling my mom, I'm like, you enjoy the updates. Why do you have to keep forwarding?
Oh my God, this is a conversation I have with my father, who loves to send like just policy insight. Like, oh, the government, see, I told you. I'm like, yeah, but who is he that has made this comment on the policy website? Who is he? You have to read that. One guy is from the World Health Organization. The other guy has made the comment from the Food Corporation of India. The other one is a actual person who is part of the state government's outreach scheme. He has written this policy paper behind it. So now you have to see the perspective of the person. He has just blindly sent it. Anyway.
Because itni mehnat kaun karega, Ayushi? And that's the thing also, at this point, when we are at this age and our parents or the people around us are of this other generation or not as sharp, we have to, I think, also deal with kindness and not like get upset at them, as I often get with my parents.
You are right.
It's also about finding a language that they will understand and appealing to maybe their human emotion and being like, guys.
So, it's interesting that you've used the word language. Now, I did do a little bit of reading on this tech fatigue thing, and an interesting perspective that was written in a couple of psychology and therapy journals was that a comparison that they use is learning to use personal technology is similar to learning a new language.
Oh.
Because just like a language, you have mechanics of speaking, of grammar and syntax. Technology also has that, and specifically personal technology. And when you say personal technology, you mean not only like texting, WhatsApp and Instagram and Twitter on your phone, but also emailing, speaking to someone via a video call, speaking to someone via a text message portal. However it is, when you communicate through the means of a screen, that's what I mean by personal technology. And because it has its own level of grammar, syntax, language, and nuance, it actually, because it has its own vocabulary. If you think about it, technology has its own vocabulary. And because you're learning it from scratch for a lot of people, it's like it's a new way in which your mind and your body is being taxed.
Yeah.
So when you say that we should speak to our parents in a language they understand, you also have to accept that for them, even learning this entire format, even learning how to use and engage with technology.
To be like digitally engaged. Yeah, it's a whole different syntax.
It's a whole new language for them. So not only is it difficult, it's also incredibly taxing and incredibly stressful. So
Yeah.
in that fatigue thing, this is something that plays a part also, because sometimes when you don't know how to effectively engage with the tools at hand, it can also be very frustrating and therefore stressful.
Mm.
So if you really don't know how to communicate, like for someone like my dad, he doesn't know how to use Zoom. He didn't know how to use Google Hangout or Google Meet, because
Yeah.
these are not things that he
Yeah.
has to use in his
Has
day.
exactly. Yeah.
Teaching him all of this while he's been relatively open, there have been moments when he's so frustrated and he wishes that he could. He's saying, I can just WhatsApp call. What's the big deal? You just have to press this thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but that's not the most effective use of technology, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But this whole thing, if you think about it, it's an added stress for him, which
Of course.
is exhausting.
I fully understand that because, for me in this lockdown, it's really dumb, but I've been having to shoot stuff and then upload it to XYZ Drive and
No,
send it.
that's not
And
dumb. It is like a fully
I've
valid.
never really had to do something like that before.
Right.
But the other day, honestly, Ayushi, it has taken me 9 hours, like not taken me, it took the computer 9 hours to upload that thing. So what I finished shooting in 2 hours, I spend the next 9 hours of my day just checking in after every 20 minutes, being like, what's happening? Are you still uploading? What's going on? And it took up so much of my day, and I was just so fried by the end of it. I was like, I want to throw my. I think that was the day also. I was like, I need a break from the pod. Ayushi, we need a 1 week break. I can't do this right now. I was just so tired of looking at the laptop screen and shooting and doing this uploading and waiting for this technology to give साथ with me. Otherwise, एक तो technology तो इस time पे एक तो internet सब use कर रहे हैं ना.
And
तो
this
ऊपर
is
से ये
100% correct.
extra added layer to the problem.
And I think right now, more than ever, because of this time that we're living where we're all at home, like you said, and we're all on all of our screens, how many ever you have at your fingertips, it's more like there is the pressure to stay in touch via these platforms. Then you have to use the platforms to do your work and be productive, because there's a pressure to be productive and stay productive as well.
And then to unwind also, you're using the
exactly. And then to relax also, I can't go out, I can't engage, I might not have enough. What is it? Where do I go? What do I reach out to on my screen? So
it is a gift and a curse, Ayushi. What to do?
100%. Like, of course, you fully understand the benefits of the technology at your fingertips. Is look at the way that you're able to raise money, the way that you're able to put out content, the way that you haven't been able. Like, you don't have to stop creating, you don't have to stop working.
Yeah,
that's all great. Like 10,000 claps for the inventor of the internet, man. You're
100%. I mean, I would die without Wi-Fi. That's not it.
You fully rock. But like, this was, I know this sounds like a very self-indulgent statement, so bear with me. But I just want a break from the break that I'm on, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I fully feel you. That's the thing about exhaustion. I mean,
it is.
It creeps up on you in a way that you don't even understand, because it's become such a part of our everyday lives. Like, I can vouch for this when I say that I would say 90% of us, and that also might be less, the first thing we do as soon as we open our eyes in the morning is check our phones.
Yeah.
And every day I wake up and I tell myself, let me take 5 minutes to enjoy the morning, just me in bed. But what do I do? Anyway, the alarm has rang, or even if the alarm hasn't rung, you want to check what the time is and all, na? So then that's it. Cut to the trap. You are in it. You've been sucked in as soon as you wake up, and you stay sucked in as soon as you go to bed.
Because it's the first thing you see, and it's the last thing you see before you go to bed. It's really just screen to screen. You live your life screen to screen.
It's unreal, yeah.
And
it's actually crazy.
Absolutely. And the crazy part is, we've not even discussed, or I don't even think we are going to have the time or information to discuss the detriment it is to your physical health. Like,
I am so concerned about my neck posture, Ayushi. I can't explain to you.
My back, my neck, my eyes, like, you're just hunched
I am worried.
Screen.
I'm worried about my thumb and my wrist.
Like, I used to think that carpal tunnel is something that's obviously made up, but no, man, I think it's true. But
oh my God. And we can't obviously know the effects now, Ayushi, but imagine when we've been using all this for the next 30, 40 years.
by the way, technology fully has like some of the side effects, which obviously you guys would know, but it's like mental fatigue, increase in stress, and memory issues. Have you noticed how often you look up a number and you're like, wait, what number was it? And I have to open the screen again to look at it. And then I put it down. I'm like, wait, what was the number again? And again, I'm like, am I a goldfish? Have I not been able to retain this information? And I don't know whether it's because I'm not truly paying attention to things anymore, or is it because information is so easily available that I don't have to remember anything anymore?
Our brain has lost that thing of like memorization as such, because
you don't have to do it.
It's a touch away.
It's like landline numbers and mobile numbers. You used to memorize and commit numbers to heart because you didn't want to keep looking up in your phone or the telephone. But now, I don't think, other than the numbers that I memorized when we first got cell phones, other than those like 7 or 8, I don't know anyone.
Literally, same. I haven't learned any new numbers in the last
10 years.
8 years, except my current partner's number that I don't know how I learned. By some miracle. It must be true love. So that I managed to learn. By chance, not that I even tried.
I don't even know my office number. Sometimes I have to check it. I'm like, 6, 7, 6, 4, 5?
I have no idea what my parents' hospital landline number is. No clue.
And I'm saying these are things that we should know, like just emergency on emergency. You should know these things. But
I don't even know any helpline numbers. I'll have to Google them if I get into trouble.
The 100, no.
Terrible. I shouldn't laugh. Yes, that's the only one I know.
You know how I know the numbers for fire and all is because of Naveen's stand-up when he that he struggled with Hindi. So he was calling all these different numbers.
Oh my God. Chota ped. Ped ka bacha. Guys, a big shout out to Naveen Richards, who is our favorite, and you all should watch everything he does.
He's just, he's so funny. It's
just too delightful. He's too good.
These are the benefits of technology, is that you have people like this who are able to create such small pockets of joy and share them so immediately and readily that it does create a lot of positive impact in people's lives, and it can alleviate stress. It makes you laugh. It's entertaining. So this is not to say that, everything about technology is bad. I'm actually a pretty firm believer in the power of platforms like Instagram and Twitter. And I think there is a huge way that you can use it for good. Unfortunately,
100%. All that is to there only, but unfortunately, correct, Ayushi.
Yeah, we've come to that point where I think it's going to lead us to a burnout much faster than we should be burning out.
Than we anticipated,
Yeah, or that we're ready for. And I hope that we find some way, each of us, I think like that's the adult takeaway here, the adulthood takeaway for me at least, is something that I'm trying to work on, is that not looking at your phone before you go to sleep. Putting the phone.
Yes.
Once I'm done texting, once I'm done with that call, I put it.
Setting your alarm.
Yeah, you put it away from you so that I can't just turn around and reach for it. I have to get out of bed to get it. So I'm thinking like that's the first step, right? That just, it's in the room, but I can't.
It's a walk away, and I'm a lazy person, so that's
I'm not going to
great.
get up. And so, but that's an initiative that I think we have to somehow build for ourselves, because we have to, and I stand by this, I think we have to create some level of disconnect between us and the screens.
Yeah.
Where you only, because now, Tash, even your fucking book is on the screen, man.
I was about to say that, Ayushi, I'm actually, so I have a Kindle. But I don't read it as much as I should, because I don't know why, even though the Kindle is so beautiful, I just haven't gotten a hang of holding it and like reading it as a book just yet.
The same thing has happened to me. So in quarantine, I had two paperback books that I meant to read. And then I had downloaded a couple, because just before I got the iPad, right? I was so excited. Remember, I was like, whoa, iPad, I'm going to read so much. I finished the two hard copy books like this, snap, because I enjoyed not having to look at the phone or no notifications, nothing. It was just the book and me, just the story, the characters. And now when I'm on my iPad, somehow every time I finish like 2 chapters, I'm like, I guess I could check like what's happening on this app or like what's going on here.
Right,
It's economy. Like, I
right.
just have to switch. I just have to swipe out of this, and then it's taking me back to social media. It's taking me back to information about something else. And in a way, that
And also the thing
irritated
about
with it.
one touch on the screen can shake things up. Because if you are holding a book and reading it, it's not like if you tapped a finger on the book, it's suddenly going to do something. No.
No, you're so right. This is a small issue. I agree, but it's truly irritating because just I will turn the page when I want to turn the page.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But this whole
Okay. Yeah,
can you
I
see
have a
the
quick question
disconnect?
for you on this note.
Yes.
Okay, in quickly, don't think about it. Just tell me the top 5 activities that you have found joy in doing this lockdown, which don't involve a screen.
Oh damn. Okay, working out. Though this is a
Yes,
catch
that is a
because
screen.
we are working out together, the four of us, and with that's on a screen.
Yeah, but yeah,
Can that
if
count?
not, then yes. I guess it can, but also you're using your phone for music and all.
Okay,
So
fine. So that doesn't count. I would say cooking. I'm really enjoying
yes.
making things. But again, I'm caught because the recipe is on my phone and the
Oh
recipes
my God,
following are on the phone. Uh,
damn, same.
but at least while you're cooking, you're not really looking at the phone so much because you're engaged, your hands are busy.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
enjoying that.
yeah.
I'm truly enjoying the ability to have a cup of tea in the morning with my parents.
Love it, love
Because
it.
that's something that while working, I don't think we've ever done in the last 4 years of us all being together in the same house and living and working together is because I take my tea and I go to work. My dad has coffee at a different time, and then my mom takes her coffee and she goes to work. So we're never sitting together for breakfast unless it's a weekend.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think I've really been enjoying that, like every morning sitting together and having that morning ritual of fruit and tea and coffee,
Love it.
whatever. That's
Yeah.
been one thing. Wow, I'm sorry, but like most of the things that I've also been enjoying still involve a phone or a screen
Exactly,
or a
same.
screen.
Yeah, it's fine. And reading, of course, you spoke about reading, so that's there.
Reading, but now the last two
Yeah.
books and the current book I'm reading is on the iPad. Just a bit.
I'm just a witch. Oh my God.
So,
Yeah.
is there anything that you're doing that you're enjoying without a screen?
I mean, I won't say I'm really enjoying it, but I have to appreciate the amount of time that I spend doing the house chores because I am disconnected from my phone and I don't have any mind space to really look at it and
Wait,
all.
you said
So,
things that we enjoy. Now, household chores that I'm
exactly.
doing, I don't enjoy, so I'm not putting them on the list.
No. I'm not enjoying them, but let me tell you a lesson I learned, okay?
Please.
So when I'm doing the house chores, of course I'm not looking at the phone. But then you know what happened? I had finished washing the clothes, like matlab the washing machine had finished washing them. So I had to transfer them into a bucket, take the bucket to the other room, and put the clothes to dry on the clothes hanging, whatever,
Correct.
rack. So I don't know where my phone is at this point. I'm like, हाँ ठीक है, it must be somewhere. I don't even care. I'm not even thinking about it. So I take the bucket of clothes and I reach the clothes rack. Da da dung. I see my phone on a table next to the clothes rack. So what have I done? The bucket of clothes is sitting there, wet, and I
Forgotten.
have plonked my ass down, grabbed my phone, and of course, full on time pass has happened for 30 to 40 minutes. I've just taken a break without realizing 40 minutes have gone. That's when I was like, you know what, phone? You can't distract me from keeping my home clean.
And it's a time thief. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a time thief. So
I
then I
read
was like,
that.
no, you know what? I won't pick you up when I'm doing my chores. You stay on the side.
And that's definitely a good lesson and a takeaway is that I guess to our listeners in general, we haven't done top tips in a while. I don't think we have the bandwidth also to do them because ourselves also might.
Please give at least 1 or 2 tips, na Ayushi? Come on.
But I think this time thief, like find activities that the time can't be taken away from you through a screen.
Yeah.
Like even if it is reading a book that's a hard copy of a book or spending time with the person without looking at your phone. Do you know how sometimes even impossible that is, that you're sitting and having a conversation with someone but you still look at your phone every time something
Yes.
flashes,
My partner and I call each other out on this all the time. We're like, phone, why are you on your phone? Put your phone away.
Exactly. So I think as adults, we need to start creating those things that you read on these hippie websites of like phone free time or phone free meal,
Of
or
course, yes.
you have to create some boundaries between yourself and the screen, yourself and constantly engaging, is because I promise you, you're not missing out on anything. Because the minute you pick it up, something new is going to have happened, and then you can get on the board with that. You can get on board with that. Like that's the
100%.
whole beauty and nightmare of news, is that it's constantly happening.
Yeah.
So
And
it's okay to
yeah,
miss out sometimes. I think that's being an adult. Like that is truly leveling up. The level up in being an adult is being okay with FOMO,
yeah.
right? I think that's what the true top tip
I think
is.
that's lovely. And also, just one very top tip I want to give in this lockdown period, especially, is let's all, and I've been trying to do this, take some time out to look at the sky or to just look
Yeah.
out of a window and just be with the energy of the universe for some time every day.
You know what? Why
Just
not?
look out and connect. Look at the birds flying. Just look at something which is outside also, which is not human or man-made,
And
something natural.
this, in a way, guys, is also to rest your eyes.
100% you need it, man. I feel so good when I look out into the sky.
Like the
I
strain,
look at it every day.
yeah, the strain of having to stare at something small, the script, the screen,
Yeah.
the light, the brightness, all of this shit. I think while it's totally impossible to avoid it completely. You can't run away from it. It's part of our DNA now. It's part of the way we function. So we have to embrace it and accept that. Like I get that. And we are recording currently via laptops, which if this
And we're so grateful for this
yeah,
thing that we have, that we can record remotely.
if this didn't
Yeah.
exist, we'd be like mute right now.
Off air. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't be mute. We'd be just talking to each other. Like
Exactly.
you would not get to hear this. It's such a loss. Such a
Yeah.
loss.
So you're so lucky, guys. But also it's important to just take a step back also sometimes, I think.
I think that's the adult thing to do, is to know when you need a break, when your brain needs a break, your eyes, your body needs a break. Take that deep breath, do a stretch, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to
self-care is important.
Yeah, and I think this is a part of like that. This is a true health factor. You know,
oh my God, it's 100% mental health thing. Also, you need to look after your mental health, and this is a part of that.
We didn't specify it, but obviously,
but it is
a kind of like the screen. All of this, you know it. It's very obvious.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you the same things again and again.
Your mummy is already telling you. I know it. Is that it's bad for you, man? So
yeah,
be responsible about that. At least check yourself once in a while. Catch yourself when you're falling into that Instagram zone of like, Vana, I've just been scrolling endlessly looking at models who don't look like me.
Yeah, and just cut the visual stimuli for some time. And my advice is you listen to Agla Station Adulthood. You listen to our episodes. बस okay, आप अपने कानों में डाल के enjoy करो, आँखों को बाहर, like out your window.
Thank you guys for listening in again. It was also thanks for everyone who wrote in with some topic suggestions.
Yes, we are happy.
That. Please keep doing that. Next week's and the week after will also be suggestions that we picked from those topics. So know that we're reading them, know that we are considering a lot of them, and we're trying to bunch some of them together now so that we can cover lots as opposed to just doing one month at a time. So thank you.
And Ayushi, a pleasure to be with you again in this virtual studio after a while.
I know, it was a good break, but we're back now.
We back, girl. Love you so much.
You too.
Okay, bye friends. Keep listening.
Bye guys. Have a nice day.
Beta, did you know 79% of all scientists in NASA are Indian only?
देखो, इंडिया में टैक्स सिर्फ मिडिल क्लास भरती है. Everyone is just enjoying free यार.
आजकल के youngsters are only interested in partying and enjoying. उनको देश की पड़ी ही नहीं है.
बेटा तुम बस शादी कर लो, उसके बाद तो you can enjoy life like anything.
I will tell you what this country needs. This country needs 15 years of dictatorship. That is the only way to become a superpower. See the Chinese, how much they've progressed.
सुनो, तुमने ये WhatsApp forward देखा?
So what's common between all of these statements?
They're all absolutely rubbish.
Fake WhatsApp forwards that spread like wildfire.
And statements that defy any logic.
They are here to debunk them all.
Way of family WhatsApp groups, worst nightmare. Where what happens when you read a book.
Basically, we're just a bunch of guys who want to cut through the bullshit of everyone saying this, how it won't be true.
So that the next time someone confidently squeezes out some WhatsApp or Twitter BS, you will look them dead in the eye and go, Uncle, please sit.
So join me, Joel.
And me, Tushar.
Every Mondays for a fresh new episode of Uncle, Please Sit.
Entertainment is like food for the brain. It's a window to culture and a great way to understand the world around us. The internet has changed what it means to be an entertainer, creating new storytellers with millions of fans. It has spawned a new breed, the story sellers, those behind the scenes creating the business for this ecosystem. They work with brands, platforms and channels who are keen to capitalize on an audience hungrier than ever for more stories. I'm Vineet Kanabar, and I have a ringside view to how stories are told and sold. On my show, I bring you creators, artists, executives, and marketers for a freewheeling conversation around the business of entertainment. Tune in to Storytellers and Story Sellers for personal stories, analysis, and criticism every Thursdays as I talk to the brightest minds telling or selling great stories today.